A year after a gunman opened fire in an Aurora theater, hundreds come here today honoring those victims, leaving a rose to remember the lives lost. Firefighters are on scene of a house fire that broke out this morning. Aurora's PIO tells us that ammunition could be a possible cause in feeding this fire. No matter where you are, with the Nextdoor app, you can stay in touch with your neighbors at a moment's notice.
You're watching CBS 4 News in high definition.
We begin tonight with a developing story out of Aurora. Police say a toddler was left in this car and is struggling for his life. I'm Meg Dudenhofer, and you're watching CBS 4 News. The child's mother is under investigation for child abuse. Investigators tell us she left her 5 children in a running car. When she returned, she found her 2-year-old daughter stuck between the car and the car's frame. CBS 4's Stan Bush tells us how the child is doing and what police say about the incident.
Aurora police responded to this emergency room around 6:45 last night. They were inspecting this red Lincoln Navigator. Police are not saying exactly how a toddler got her head stuck in the window.
The child is on life support, and police are still determining what charges this mother will face. The Denver District Attorney is charging a woman with child abuse. Danielle Hernandez-Woodall is accused of not properly restraining 2 children in a car. One of the children got out of their seatbelt and fell from the moving vehicle.
Chris, you need a halter for that mule?
Neighbors show their acts of kindness as they lend a helping hand.
Thanks, you guys. Keep in touch.
Chris Decker and friends are driving through Albert, picking up horses left behind.
Some people don't have access to their trucks and trailers, so they opt to just turn them out on the road. And when you're coming along with a truck and a trailer and you got some room, you're best to try to throw them in and get them out of here.
Penrose Equestrian Center could only house a few dozen horses. Anyone else still needing help with their horses should take them to the Albert County Fairgrounds.
There are many individuals that are down in southern Albert County that are looking to evacuate their horses just because the air quality down there is starting to get bad.
Mostly in Black Forest areas.
Jessica Logan is one evacuee who has already made it to the fairgrounds.
It was really stressful watching the smoke billow up and not quite knowing what to do, and knowing that I just had to make sure the animals were taken care of.
Logan is taking care of her clients' horses and is grateful she has a safe place to bring them.
I can't ask for a better crew to be around.
This crew includes Albert County Police and volunteers who are gearing up to house additional horses and livestock.
Right now we are under capacity, and we are scaling up to be able to handle as many large animals that might be coming this way.
As the Black Forest fire continues to blaze, as many as 200 large animals could end up at the fairgrounds. In Colorado Springs, Meg Dudenhofer, CBS 4 News. It is on this farm that Marcia and Ken Westenhofer harvest locally grown produce and fish. The 5,000 square foot greenhouse produces over 4,000 heads of lettuce each month from start to finish in this assembly line process. Through their aquaponics system, raising fish and produce work collectively together in producing nutrient-rich products that contain no pesticides.
And all of this happens naturally in nature. It's nothing that we've added to the water in order to create that nitrification.
Matthew explains the benefits of aquaponically grown plants having 25 to 30% more vitamins because of their nitrogen-rich water, and tells us his perspective on GMOs.
I have seen benefits in it that it could feed communities that were, say, in rural areas or very poor, but at the same time, we're seeing it in our day-to-day food source. We've got children at 6 years old with peanut allergies and soy allergies, and none of that ever existed when I was in school.
So what are they teaching students about GMOs? We spoke to Professor Byrne, who teaches plant breeding and genetics, to hear what students at CSU are learning.
So I tell the students there's this big gray area in between, and that's where they should be focusing their attention, to try to understand how can we use the technology to reap the benefits while avoiding most of the risks.
According to Burns, many people have a misconception that GMOs are found in almost everything we eat, but tells us of a series of fact sheets he and his colleagues are working on to educate consumers.
I think people can make reasonable decisions about a technology like this once they have good information and an understanding. But in the absence of that understanding, they tend to be overly swayed by emotions.
As for now, the Weston Hafers are choosing not to use GMOs to give the consumer local and fresh products. Reporting in Fort Collins, Meg Dudenhafer, CTV News.
3, 2, 1, go!
Many runners spend hundreds of dollars on running gear, but not these runners. These folks ditch their running gear for sweaters in Horsetooth's annual Sweaty Sweater Run. Devin Cordava takes running beyond the 5K.
I do the mud obstacle races as well. Tough Mudder, the Mud Brigade, and the Warrior Dash.
Once the race is finished, runners brave the chilling waters. Some more daring than others. From duckies to cheeseheads, friends battled the waters together for an unforgettable experience. Matthew was hesitant at first, but with the support of his friends, they all went out and had a good time.
You only get a chance to do this a couple times in your lifetime, so just get out there and do it.
Reporting from Horsetooth, Meg Dudenhafer, CTV News. All ages gathered in Old Town Square on Saturday to show off their spooky side. This was the annual Zombie Crawl.
Expecting to see a lot of zombies. I don't know, a lot of sponsors too.
I think I scared more adults than I did kids, surprisingly.
From zombie face paint to the live DJ, there was something for everyone. While some people transformed at home.
Probably 30 minutes. It really wasn't that long, but just having fun with it.
Others let the skilled makeup artists take a stab at it. Even before the sunset, some of the scarier creatures roamed the square.
There was this guy who chases at people, and it was a zombie. It's really scary. And then he also growled at me while I was walking, and that just kind of scared me.
Even kids got into character, bringing to life their most creative zombie spirits. From Old Town Square, this is Meg Dudenhafer reporting for CTV. Boulder police are still searching for a missing 19-year-old. Aaron Huss is mentally impaired and functions at the level of a 7-year-old child. The teen was last seen in the 1500 block of Yarmouth Street getting into a red pickup truck. Police do not believe any crime occurred and says she has disappeared in the past. A homeowner in Boulder Heights had an unexpected visitor. This bear has come into the home the past 2 nights looking for food. Authorities trapped the bear, but he escaped overnight. They're coming back with a second trap in hopes of catching him again. Bears are feeling welcomed all over the state. CBS 4's Suzanne McCarroll shows us one bear that wandered right in.
At this bar on the main street in Estes Park, there's a bear welcoming customers to the bar. Apparently, one black bear took the message literally. The black bear started his evening dumpster diving.
I guess nothing seemed
The owner says he will be closing the doors at dusk to help alleviate the problem. Coming up, find out what William and Kate decided to name the newest heir to the royal throne. Runners have a new way to get a leg up on the competition. Next on Colorado's News Channel, find out about the newest exercise technology. And every parent worries about their teen drivers. Now, Ford has a new way you can keep a closer eye on your kids. We'll show you after the break.